Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great pleasure. And I think I would say hello world because I can see people from all over the world. So probably I need to say good morning, Americas, and a good afternoon or early evening to Europe, and good late evening and good night to Asia and the Pacific. It's a great pleasure to be here. And on behalf of Test Gear family, not only myself, we are privileged to be here and to share with you, some facts about the QA and DevOps world. And as you said, Ksenia, the whole agenda around this conference is about how you cut, how you reduce, how you save, how you decrease. All these words, all these terms that helps you to understand that in the modern world, you need to be super efficient, super fast, keep up with the business, and shorten time to market. And this is exactly what we are going to talk about today. How to shorten development and testing cycles and keep pace with the business needs. In the agile development DevOps world, we know that today you're expected to manage testing across a constantly changing landscape. With DevOps, increased automation can mean that the testing tool, as well as the processes and CI/CD tools to deliver your software, can change as well. This can be challenging for a single product. And when your business grows to include multiple products or teams, it can be even harder to manage testing at scale. But to manage quality at scale, your testing team must remain closely aligned and connected with both the development and delivery teams. Maintaining traceability from test back to your business requirements is critical to ensuring risk and test coverage, and ultimately determining release readiness. And with the inclusion of automatic testing in your CI/CD pipeline, you also need a complete visibility into how the status and the performance of your test during delivery. This alignment between testing, development, and delivery is critical, whether it's within a single project or across the entire enterprise. The cost of silos is high. And when it comes to test management across the entire development lifecycle, it's getting higher and higher. And let's consider a typical organization. And Test Gear accompanies hundreds of customers worldwide. And here I draw a typical, I would say medium-sized business. Everyone has at least one team that's delivering software. But if we are having this conversation, it's more than likely that there are several sprint teams spanning multiple projects or products. Each of those teams will be defining business requirements and tracking defects within it, tools like Jira or another tracking solution like Azure Boards. Depending on the specific service or application component the team is working on, they will likely have their own development tools and frameworks, as well as their own code versioning system to keep track of those changes. They'll also be running unit testing and integration testing before merging into the same main code base. And even so, each of these teams may have their own CI/CD tools, right? Such as Jenkins or Azure Pipeline, and delivering software to different places. And throughout all, there is a testing team that has its own set of tools and test cases to maintain, executing against their own test plan. They need to account for not just the testing their team executes, but the testing that's occurred during development as well, and to tie all this back to the requirements that were laid out in the beginning of the development cycle. In short, guys, there's a lot of testing going on throughout the development lifecycle. If testing of all types, whether it's unit testing, functional testing, performance testing, or even manual and exploratory testing, doesn't have traceability to requirements, or test cases aren't constantly maintained and approved by the right individual with an up-to-date status and cross-project reports, it becomes hard to determine whether your application is ready to release or how your organization is performing as a whole. You need a complete, connected, and up-to-date view of testing throughout the entire development lifecycle to make confident decisions about quality, risk, and release. Otherwise, you're introducing yourself as a manager or as a company to a blind spots that can increase risk, hide opportunities to accelerate, and slow you down. We know the test management solutions, are not new. There are plenty of them in the market, but today many organizations are still working with solutions that were built in the age of the waterfall development, when requirements didn't change much. The business team could throw requirements over the wall to development, and development team could throw their code over to testing. But very few businesses live in a waterfall world today. The legacy test management tools haven't adapted to seamlessly integrate with agile planning tools like Jira, or even with the common CI/CD tools like Jenkins or Azure DevOps. So, what is the cure for all that? A unified test management strategy helps bring the power of your entire business together to reduce risk, improve quality, and move faster together. You will hear from us along the demo, and for those of you who will keep up with us and will trial our platform, you will hear a lot the word together. We believe in the human asset, and you will understand shortly what I mean. A unified approach helps you scale what works well in your business. With a centralized repository for shareable, reusable test cases, you can help your teams standardize and accelerate with best practices and specialized knowledge such as security and compliance checks or test cases built with a particular automation framework. That business-wide consistency in testing is critical to moving faster. As you remember, the whole point of technology is to help you gain faster release, better business, more transaction. More transaction means more money, which means usually profit. Without consistency, you can't expand the value of your automation either by repeating and scaling automation across teams and projects or building them into automated workflows for your business. And most critically, guys, a unified test management strategy gives you a complete view of quality throughout the development lifecycle and across the entire business. So that was a kind of background what we are facing in the market the recent years. And as I was telling you, we are companies from all sizes, tier one, major banks and insurance companies, telcos, whatever, in the whole world. So that's just a little bit about us, who we are. Testgear is a boutique tech company. We are based in Nicosia, Cyprus, and I invite you to come over to visit us because it's an amazing place. Our team is scattered all over Europe, APAC, and the Middle East. Hundreds of customers are using our platform, among them thousands of end users. Probably you ask yourself, why working with you? What do you have to offer? So we have to offer the best cure for these pains and these challenges that the modern QA teams are struggling at the moment in the fast-paced world. We connect teams, tests, and tools across the business throughout the development lifecycle. We support any hybrid or any methodology like waterfall, agile, or whatever. We support all. We integrate, orchestrate, and scale automated testing with DevOps workflows. And at the end, we provide you with full transparency, full visibility, super clear view by a powerful, flexible analytics and reporting, which means super powerful dashboard. And so what we can offer, what is our promise, you probably ask yourself. So I can promise you, Testgear can promise you, and our platform will ensure it. With us, with using Testgear, you will accelerate the testing cycles by 3 times and reduce testing costs by 50% and decrease defects by 25% and tested 30% faster. As I say, while supporting a mix of development methodologies. We have an on-demand real-time dashboard for stakeholders. You know how many time organizations are spending on just generating the reports on time. We can promise you to cut 40% out of it. It's a lot. By using Testgear, you'll spend 3 times less efforts thanks to a user-friendly and codeless interface. We can ensure that your product gets released up to 35% faster due to a smart engine which unified manual and auto testing. And the last one, and I was keep on emphasizing the word together because we believe that the human asset is the main point here. We will ensure that you will derive your teams into excellence. Various teams can communicate, can engage, and be managed super easily. I think that picture worth 1,000 words. I think I spoke enough. And I welcome you to join me for a ride, which means a live demo. So enjoy.
Hi everyone, in this video we will learn how to save time while writing test cases, reduce test cycles, and unite manual and auto tests into a single place. Let's access and set our credentials to the system. Now we are in the Projects panel. The Projects panel was made to enable the ability of consolidating all the test entities in one place, configure them, and keep track of all data. For easier setup, execution, and collection of information on your tests, it is possible to add attributes and templates of attributes to tests and test plans in the project settings. Using our platform's flexible role policy, you can add and assign users and group of users to the project. You can import your tests into the project with 2 clicks using XML and XLX file formats. And you can set up integration with CI/CD systems to run auto tests. You can also archive your project after you're done with it. And of course, you can restore the archive project at any time and continue to work on it. Now, let's move on to the project where the magic happens. Imagine that you have thousands of test scenarios with repetitive actions. How do we save time on this? The answer is share steps. It is possible to add a share step to any test case and reduce the time to write and update test scenarios. In the body of a share step, we can see in which test and test section it is used and, for example, make changes in a share step. For reusability purposes, these changes will be applied to all used entities. After we modify a test, a new version of it is created and we keep all versions, which can be used to save the test data. All the changes are reflected in the changelog. It's also possible to add parameters to test cases. Parameters are used to run tests on different data, for example, the username and password that the user needs to use when running a test. To force you to make copies of the tests to run on different parameters, we've added the ability to specify different parameter iterations. For instance, by adding several iterations of the parameters, we will iterate over several times on different configurations without duplicating the test. If we look for certain test scenarios, we can use filters that once saved are available for the whole team. And then, for example, you can assign a responsible reviewer in bulk. The user appointed as responsible reviewer will receive notifications in our platform. Now we will move on the auto tests. In order to use auto tests in a single platform, we use auto test cards. In the auto test cards, we can link the auto test and manual test, see the percentage of stability, and the auto test run and fall times. In auto test steps, you can add description, parameters, attachments, and whatever else you might need. Setup and teardown of auto test card is used like pre and post condition. You are also able to add description and parameters here. With just a few clicks, you can run your auto tests using only our platform by clicking on auto test cards checkboxes and choosing configuration of auto test run, and then you can analyze the results in the test run. Let's go in the test run submodule and see how it looks. For example, you can see at which particular step the auto test crashed, what error you might have from the code side, and then find the reason for the auto test crash. If you are sure of the reason for the auto test crash, you can set the crash reason in bulk. For automatic analysis of the reason for the auto test crash, you can use error categories, where you can add regular expressions, and if the next time the auto test will crash with the same error, the reason will be given automatically and you will get all data in the test run. Also, all of the above actions can be performed via our public API. To simplify and accelerate your work, as well as to create and use scripting, we provide almost any action to work with the system through your API tools. For example, we are using our API in order to export or import projects or test plans to different instances without losing data. Or you can create delayed runs for your auto tests using the test runs API. In our GitHub, you can also use our client's libraries to link your code with your auto test cards in test gear. Now we have reached the phase where we plan and execute our tests. We use test plans in order to get traceability, transparency, and the ability to plan, execute, and receive information on test results. Let's have a look at the test plan settings. Here, we can find the custom fields of a test plan, such as product, build, start date, and so on. Also, you can add tags to the test plan and work with the attributes added in the project settings under test plans. After you are done working with your test plan, you can archive the test plan, or in order to save time, you can clone an existing test plan. In the planning module, you can add configurations to run test scenarios, automatically assign users to tests, and then the assigned user will also receive an alert. You can export test suite data to share with colleagues, or even lock the test plan to keep data up to date. In the execution module, you can launch automated tests with manual tests in just 2 clicks and find test runs in a launch submodule. You can use max actions to set the results to your tests, and if a defect is found in a manual test, you can enter the found defect directly into Jira or Azure DevOps. In the report of the test plan, you get full information on the tests you've run and any defects you found. If you hover your mouse over a defect, you can see a tooltip about the status of the defect from the integrated defect tracker. Then you are able to export the report as a PDF file to share with your colleagues. Our next stop will be the configurations. As we have seen in the test plans, configurations are used in test plans to run tests on specific devices. In the configuration card, you can add a key and value to use your parameters in the configuration. Also, you can archive, duplicate, and edit configurations as you see fit. Now that you and I have gone through creating, customizing, and executing manual and auto tests, it's time to look at where we can gather all the data about our project. In dashboards, you can add different types of widgets by results or test data, or even by the stability of auto tests. You can move widgets around the module using drag and drop, and customize data displayed in the widgets by using widget filters. When viewing results by test runs or test plans, you can go to that entity by clicking on it for a quick response. In the team widget, we can go to the user's profile and see all the test plans assigned to that user. Each user profile has gamification with different levels for creating and completing test artifacts. We added this feature in order to help QA teams improve their work and drive them into excellence. To find the tests we are interested in among all the projects and test plans, we can use the Queries submodule. As you can see, it is possible to search for your test artifacts among all projects. For example, you are interested in all the tests of not ready status and of high priority, create a query, save it, and then you can make it public to your colleagues or leave it in your query library. Jumping into the admin panel, we will find ourselves in the users submodule. Here, you can create a local user, filter users by role, and add new columns to display. In the Groups submodule, you can create a group of users for future allocation of groups to projects. In the Integrations submodule, you can create new connections to Jira or Azure, or you can view and edit existing connections. The system roles are created by the system and is how we define the user's permission. For example, user can work with projects, a manager can create project and add users, admin can use the admin panel. In the project roles, this submodule offers access level to the user when he's added to the project. You can create and customize project roles to your liking and then assign them to users or user groups in projects. In the Attributes submodule, we can create and configure global attributes, project attributes, and attribute templates. We can also view in which projects they are currently applied. You can transform project attributes into global attributes to standardize the data used by your teams in different projects. In the system settings, you can select dates for deleting archive tests and checklists, or the time to delete the files attached to the test results. Thank you for your time. Those were the main advantages our platform has to offer. If you want to find out more, please visit our website, testgear.io.
Dear Itzhar, I would like to thank you for the brilliant speech and for the demo. Now, before the results of the quiz are being announced, let me ask a few questions, if I may. So, tell me, please. The competition out there is rather massive, and what makes TestGear platform so special?
I hope you managed to gain some information out of the demo that you just saw, and of course from the opening that I've conducted. But I can tell you, it's really simple. By taking a leverage on our codeless solution, which combines super sophisticated engines within We ensure that by a few clicks, and you can try it. Maybe it sounds like a nice words, and it's not just a nice word. I urge you, download the trial and try it. And by that, you'll see that only by few clicks, companies which will use it gain better apps to serve their customers with. And by that, it's very simple: gain more transaction, more money. And at the end of the day, companies that use a test gear are much more profitable. It's as simple as that. I hope
Very
I've managed
nice.
to
Yeah, very
cover the
nice. Thank you so
question.
much. And my next question is, the topic of this event right now is how technology helps to maximize advantages and to cut or save time and costs. And I wonder about test gear. Can you probably share a case study where test gear acts like a game changer in this regard?
Yeah, of course. To be honest, we've just met a customer a couple of days ago in Germany, and I can even say his name, Anydesk. That's the name. And I will pick a quote that the customer was telling to my one of my senior team members. His name is Kathleen. By the way, the voice that you heard over the demo, this is Kathleen, highly skilled person. And I would like to pick up the right quote. Let's see. While many, I'm just reading a quote which was written by the customer. While many of TestGear competitors offers the same or similar features at a varying price points, the level of the technology, the support, and the communication with TestGear before and after we purchased the product was head and shoulders above any of the competitors around in the world. What can I say, Ksenia? I think it goes without saying, right?
Yes, that's
It's a, it's
right.
a, it's a, is it a game changer or not?
It is. It is. Thank you. Thank you so much. And probably, I think my last question is, can you name the key criteria that must be taken into consideration while evaluating TMS?
Yeah, probably people are looking for some techie parts that I will list out now, like I don't know, bits and bytes of technology. But no, I can I can list out three main questions that will be a start for any head of QA or any director of R&D or any DevOps leads. Three questions. Will it streamline collaboration, feedback, and approvals among your team? This is the first question. The second one, is it flexible enough to meet the business diverse needs and requirements? And the last one, will it free? This is one of the most important things in today's modern world. Will it free the QA and the devs team from busy work and give them enough time or leave enough room to take strategic actions? That's the main three criteria that you would start with once you evaluate test management tools. It's very easy to list out all the functions and all the features. No, 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 no. It's not about that. In today's world, at least in test gear, this is how we see it. We treat our software as a solution as a whole. It's not only a bunch of features. It's a solution that provides you with benefits, business benefits, because at the end of the day, those skilled guys that play with the QA or the developers or the DevOps, any part of the IT, at the end of the day, they need to deliver. And they deliver, which means they should provide their business units with high quality application. High quality application means better business to their companies. So these are the three main key questions that every evaluator, if I can call it like that, should take in place.
Okay, thank you so much. Really, thank you so much for the speech and for the answers. And now
My
let's
pleasure.
see if we have the results of the quiz, or
Have
if
we,
we
have we shared?
still don't have them.
Have we shared it already? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we have shared it just
Very
at the
well, very
beginning.
well.
Maybe, well, it happens when there is no right answer. It happens when there is no right
sometimes it
answer.
happens.
Maybe we don't have a winner today, not this time.
Maybe we were super sophisticated with our questions, so I take the responsibility on that.
Yeah,
There are,
I guess
there are very,
this is the case today. So
yeah, there are very smart people within test gear, so probably they pull out the most complicated questions. So sorry for that, but it should reflect the level of skills that we have in test gear.
well, it happens. Things happen.
It happens,
Okay,
absolutely.
it's hard. Thank you so much once again for the
You're
wonderful
more, you're
speech
more,
and for the useful demo.
it's our pleasure, and thank you. It was a privilege, and hope to see you soon in the next conference, right?
Right, exactly.